Hi there, my name is Toby, and this channel, Body Efficiency Training, comes after a lifetime of training in various internal and external martial arts, esoteric bodywork, studying science, physics and philosophy, as well as various meditations and things like that. And I've also rebuilt my body 4 times after major surgery on my abdomen, which you can probably see here. And I've still got a couple of hernias left over from that surgery, so they're not dangerous, but I'm still careful of them. So you can see here what I'm doing. It's rather unusual, okay, and this might also be comical. You can see I'm doing what I call bodybuilding, but I'm not a big guy at all. I don't have big muscles to speak of, but it's not the muscles I'm training. I'm training the tendons and the ligaments. What I'm trying to do is develop stronger joints. It's the joints themselves. I'm interested in 3 things in this training. The first thing is relaxation. The second thing is tension, but it's tension in the joints. And the third thing is alignment, working on the bone structure. So you can see here, I'm actually just using the shoulder joint all by itself, shoulders going up and back and then forward and down. I'm taking the weight into the joints, the ligaments and the tendons. So this is quite tricky to do and quite tricky to explain. And I don't recommend you actually copy me, just watch this out of interest, because I'm doing quite random movements. What I'm doing is this thing I call dynamic tendon isometrics. I'm actually creating isometric tension in the joints themselves, the ligaments, by moving the joints in the socket. So you can see how the shoulder is actually moving up and down, forward and back. But I'm also doing the same in the elbow, as I'm actually activating the elbow tendons. So it's not so much the bicep and triceps. And my fingers I'm trying to relax. So that's why I wiggle them every now and then. You just see me loosening up the fingers. So I'm trying to create a stretch in the joints. And then from that stretch in the ligaments, I'm recalling it. Because the ligaments are quite elastic. I'm trying to create an elasticity. And furthermore, I'm also taking it from the spine. You can see how much my rib cage was moving when I was doing that. And here I always release out the spine, release out the joints, twisting left and right. You can see also now the belly is pulled in. I'm always holding a certain amount of tension in the TA muscle and the obliques. I'm holding the belly inwards. This supports the lumbar spine. And now I'm taking the movement into my rib cage and the breathing. So I'm inhaling deep into the back of the ribs, opening here from the center. See, this is all about the alignment, the synchronization of the bone structure. Very hard to explain this, like I said, and I'm hoping you can get the idea by watching me. But now I don't use heavy weights. They're quite lightweight or medium weight. Like there, I think I was only using about 30 kilos. Here's probably less, maybe even like 20 kilos or even 10 kilos. I can't remember, but not much. So it's not about dramatic strength. I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just trying to activate the joints. And when I'm taking the force into the ligaments, the joints, it's quite dangerous. It's quite dangerous. I'm stretching out, for example, the shoulders and the scapula as far as they will go. I'm taking the weight into a stretch in the joints. And then I'm trying to activate the ligaments, the tendons directly, and keep the muscles relatively relaxed. You see, what I'm working on is self-mastery. I'm trying to master the way to control the body. And if you can control the body like this, with this dynamic tendon isometrics, what you're doing is controlling the alignment and the structure of your body. So you can see here, I'm actually sitting in a horse riding stance. I'm letting a full stretch happen, but I'm pulling the belly in, I'm expanding the rib cage, but expanding it more at the back. So I'm trying to hold a natural spine, a neutral S-curve in the spine, so the belly's pulled in to support that. I don't want to arch back too far. And now I'm actually using the scapula and the mid-spine and the rib cage to pull down. I'm taking it from mid-spine and the breathing. Inhale as I go up, expanding the rib cage, exhale as I'm pulling down. And then further, I'm taking it to the elbow and the wrist and the fingers. So again, it's the joints, not so much the muscles. So and again, I'm taking it all the way down through the hips, through the legs, to the ankles and the feet. I'm trying to feel it through my whole body structure. The whole bone structure works together. So I also call this structural isometrics. I'm using this dynamic tendon isometrics to hold a good structure. But it's dynamic because I'm moving. You see, I'm moving up and down. I'm bending and straightening the arms. So I'm doing this obvious exercise that everybody does, but it's not the same. What I'm doing is quite radically different from what everyone else is doing, and I hope to explain this to you today. But again, it's a very general video. Don't have to copy me. Don't just watch this. But you can see I'm taking it from the arch in the spine, pulling mid-spine from the rib cage. But furthermore, as I pull the scapula down, I'm actually letting the shoulders go up. So I'm actually lifting the shoulders up a little bit. I'm creating a leverage in the shoulder joint. You see, I'm creating the movement by moving the shoulder in the socket. Most people are just pivoting at the shoulder. I'm moving the shoulder around in the joint. It's called a sliding pivot. The pivot moves itself. Again, the same thing. And actually, every different exercise I'm doing, so now I'm doing push-ups, now I was doing pull-downs, but it's the same thing to me. It's identical to me. All I'm doing is moving my arms about, holding an isometric tension in the joints, holding this dynamic tendon isometrics, and then I'm moving around, and it's irrelevant to me where the force is coming from. So if I'm pushing up, it's the same as I'm pulling down. You see, I'm creating the tension. The machine is just there as a sort of test for me. But you see, that's why I only use light weights. Now look at this. I'm lifting the shoulders up as the arms go down. I'm creating leverage. So the shoulders go up as the arms go down. But now as the arms go up, I push the shoulders down. I'm pinching the scapula behind. I'm using the joint, the scapula, the tendons and the ligaments. Now this is tricky. As the arms go down, I let the shoulders go up. My arms go up, the shoulders go down. You see, I'm trying to take the movement into the joint itself. It's not the muscles, it's the tendons. And the abdomen has always got to have a bit of tension. This is important. Otherwise, you can overdo it. You overarch the lumbar. The lumbar is the weakest part of your spine. That's why you've got to hold the belly in, the obliques in. You see there now, I'm just stretching from the spine. I'm trying to hold the weight through my structure. And furthermore, I'm relaxing out the fingers. So I'm trying to feel a relaxation flow through my body. So the muscles are relaxed, but the structure is holding the force, holding the weight. And I hold the structure through the tendons, but they are far more efficient. So that they use less energy. And I'm creating a stretch in the body. I'm stretching the tendons. You see, ultimately, this is all about chi energy, the life force. So, I've studied all this stuff. Most of my training is Shaolin Kung Fu and Tai Chi. But so many years of Qigong, all these and Taoist practices, yoga meditation. So I've practiced all these internal energy things. And I've worked out this simple way of looking at it. You see, my approach is the natural body. You just got to find the natural alignment of your body and then move from there. So here again, you can see it. This is a more dramatic pull down. This is moving into the muscle up. So this is the muscle up where you lift yourself up and then push yourself up. So this will be your whole body weight. So I could do this, but I can't do it anymore because I'm really trying to do it properly. So to do it properly like this, it's so difficult. So I'm practicing like this with a machine. But I'm creating the tension myself. I'm imagining I'm lifting my whole body weight, so I'm creating far more tension than I need to do this movement in the machine. I'm controlling it myself. You see, it is all about controlling the joints. The moment you work too hard, your brain switches off and you lose the alignment. I'm trying to maintain perfect body structure, perfect body alignment, and then move through this dynamic tension in the tendons through a sequence. And this is quite a dramatic, complex sequence. But even it goes all the way down, like I said, to my feet. I've got the hips right. I've opened up the hips. I've got the pelvis in the right alignment. The knees, the ankles, and the toes. They all work together. And now it's just a simple movement in the spine. Tiny little bit of a hunch forward I did there. But here, tiny little bit of a further arch back. But ultimately, I'm trying to move around the neutral position, the neutral spine. And I'm rolling my shoulders. So I'm moving the shoulder in the socket. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. I'm doing exercises that everybody does, but I'm doing them in a totally different way. And it's irrelevant to me whether I'm lifting myself up or pushing something up or pulling something down. I'm still got to create this tension in the ligaments and move through a sequence of movements with this tension. And this is the way we actually activate the energy, the chi. See, to me, this is all just chi philosophy, chi exercise. I'm feeling the energy in my body as I train. And this was a little holiday we had in Tenerife, and that was the gym there. And I wanted to end with these few amazing footages I took from the hotel window. A rainbow over the sea. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. You see, the chi energy is about this feeling, this magic of nature. It's a natural force. It's a non-physical force. You know, it's an esoteric force, a mystical force. It's metaphysics. But look at this. When you see this power of nature, you feel magic. And magic is a feeling. And that's the feeling I've got when I'm training. I'm training hard, powerful exercises with my tendons. And now look at this. An incredible optical effect of the sun. A circle around the sun. Never seen anything like it. Absolutely magic. And this magic is, you feel power. And if you can feel this power through a good alignment of your body, a good control of the tendons, the ligaments, the joints, to maintain that alignment, that's the secret to get this energy flowing. And it feels like magic. You can feel the power flowing through your body. So I hope you enjoyed this. It made sense. Please leave any questions or comments, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.